What if I told you that the man who's been hiding in the shadows, the one responsible for putting GUSO in a hospital bed, was somebody Roman Reigns trusted with his life? Because last night on Raw, the tribal chief came back, and he didn't just return, he blew the entire WWE universe wide open. Stay right here because this one changes everything. What is going on, fam, and welcome back to Wrestling Streams, the channel where we break down every jaw-dropping, mind-blowing moment in professional wrestling the second it happens. I'm glad you're here, because trust me, after what went down on Raw last night, you do not want to miss a single second of this breakdown. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, smash the like button if you love Roman Reigns content, and let's get straight into it because the tribal chief is back, and he came with receipts. Before we get to last night's massive return, let's quickly set the table for anyone who might be catching up. Several weeks ago, GUSO main event G, one of the most over superstars on the entire Raw roster right now, was found backstage in a horrifying state. He had been brutally attacked. We're talking a vicious, calculated, and completely unprovoked assault that sent him straight to a medical facility. WWE cameras caught the aftermath. G was unconscious, unable to compete, and suddenly the entire locker room was on edge. Now, WWE kept the identity of the attacker completely hidden. No camera footage. No witnesses stepping forward. Nobody claiming responsibility. The mystery dragged on for weeks, and the speculation online went absolutely nuclear. Fans were pointing fingers everywhere. Former Bloodline members, new heels, even some beloved faces were getting accused in the comments. It became one of the biggest whodunit storylines WWE has run in recent memory. And then, Roman Reigns' music hit. The crowd inside that arena absolutely lost their minds. And honestly, so did we. Roman Reigns, the original tribal chief, the head of the table, walked down that ramp with a purpose that was different from anything we've seen before. This wasn't the slow, methodical entrance of a heel champion soaking in the booze. This was a man on a mission. His jaw was tight. His eyes were locked in. And the atmosphere in that building shifted immediately. Roman grabbed a microphone and he did something he rarely does. He was direct. No long pauses for crowd reaction. No drawn-out theatrics. He told the WWE Universe that he had been doing his own investigation. That while he was away, somebody had crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. GUSO, regardless of their complicated history, is still his family. His blood. And nobody touches his family without answering to him. Then he said the words that made every single person in that arena hold their breath. I know who did it. And tonight, I'm going to show the whole world. The place erupted. Absolute chaos. Roman called for the footage to be played on the Titantron, and this is where it got insane. The video rolled, and it showed the backstage corridor from the night of the attack. The footage had clearly been recovered from an angle the production crew hadn't initially reviewed. And there, moving deliberately through the hallway just minutes before G was found, was the attacker. Now I'm not going to spoil it completely without giving you the full context, because the why matters just as much as the who here. The individual shown had a clear motive. There had been tension building for months, subtle, easy to miss if you weren't paying close attention, but Roman had been paying attention. He pointed out specific moments on camera, a cold shoulder here, a suspicious absence there, a confrontation that happened behind closed doors that WWE had only hinted at. Roman looked directly into the camera and said, "You thought I was gone. You thought nobody was watching. But the tribal chief sees everything." The crowd was going absolutely ballistic. Chants were ringing out across the entire arena. And then the attacker's music hit and they walked out to address it face to face with Roman Reigns for the first time since the reveal. What followed was one of the most intense confrontations Raw has produced all year. No physicality, just two people standing in that ring with years of history, broken trust, and a whole lot of unfinished business hanging in the air between them. Roman didn't throw a punch. He didn't need to. He simply said, "G's coming back. And when he does, you're going to answer to both of us." Then he dropped the mic and walked out to the biggest pop of the night. Okay, so let's talk about what this storyline sets up because the ramifications here are massive. First, GUSO's return is now one of the most anticipated moments in WWE right now. After weeks of being off television, he's coming back with a target, a purpose, and for the first time in a long time the full backing of Roman Reigns. That dynamic alone is worth the price of admission. Second, Roman's involvement now opens the door for a potential bloodline reformation storyline, or at the very least, a temporary alliance built on revenge. And we all know how explosive Roman and G are whenever they share a screen together. Third, the attacker now has to operate knowing that not just one, but two of the most dangerous people in WWE are hunting for payback. That's a pressure cooker situation that is going to produce fireworks over the coming weeks. The storytelling here has been patient, deliberate, and genuinely compelling, and last night's payoff delivered in a big way. That is going to do it for today's breakdown here on Wrestling Streams. This storyline is far from over, and you can bet we are going to be covering every single development as it happens. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it. It genuinely helps this channel grow more than you know. Subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a breakdown. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think the attacker is, and what do you think happens next between Roman and G? As always, I'm your host, this is Wrestling Streams, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.